You already know what time it is. It's time to suck off Synthetic Man just a little bit more. Probably gonna milk this pretty hard. No shame in it whatsoever. I'm right up there. But anyways, this video, man, stream, whatever you want to call it, it's something else. It's very nitpicky in my opinion. Like I said in my last video, I am Synthetic Man's White Knight here. We're gonna defend him. That's my boy. He's very abrasive. He's got interesting takes. Interesting meaning they're kind of shitty sometimes. But I just like him for his honesty. I like that rawness. Definitely don't like the politics as much. I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. And honestly, there's slim to no chance that Synthetic Man even defends himself on this. I wouldn't want to either, purely because it's so long. That's one part. Shit, like I don't even really want to do this, but my last video was received so well that I feel it's only right. And I was asked in the comments to cover it. Well, not cover it. He asked me to check it out. I said I'd throw my 2 cents in. So here it is. Here's my 2 cents. But just before we start the video, I usually try to like critique videos as a whole, but like this is an 11-hour fucking long stream. So I'm gonna have to pick certain parts of the stream to respond to, but we'll see what happens here and just focus on the interesting parts. They also do this to Synthetic Man. They pick certain parts, they frame it in a certain way. No, I shouldn't say they don't frame it in a certain way. Like the beginning, I did watch some of it. The beginning of the video, basically, or the beginning, once they start talking about Synthetic Man, they show all of his worst parts. Like, so beforehand, if I was a viewer coming into this stream and I saw that immediately, I would think that this guy is a horrible person, that he's got bad takes, bad reviews, just right off the bat, because that's essentially how they're making it look. Or even if I rewatched it and I saw Synthetic Man and I had no idea who he was, I would feel some type of way about him already. I'd probably not like him very much, because you're showing all of his worst parts. Like, we're all human, right? And we all make mistakes. Yes, maybe he makes more than the average person, you know, that's up for debate. But the point is you could probably just watch a majority of the content unedited, you know, and not splice it together like that. You could just, motherfucker. Gotta silence my phone here, sorry about that. But the point is that they, instead of watching the video in a whole, or like just even the review and the response to the review, because like the streams probably wouldn't fit into this 11-hour video, you could probably splice those together. I don't really care at that point, unless you're just trying to make them look bad. Then I just don't think that's fair. But they kind of like pick and choose like his worst moments beforehand, instead of just watching it as a whole. Like you did this for 11 hours. Like the total of the response and the review is just, I think it's like an hour and 45 minutes. Like, you could correct me if I'm wrong. An hour and 5 for the review and 40-ish minutes for the response. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm not going to fact check that, because I'm just trying to, I'll be honest, I'm just trying to put out videos right now. I'm trying to pump stuff out. Wasn't expecting to get the reception that I did on the last video. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the compliments. I really didn't think it was that good of a video, but you guys seem to think different. So I'm just here to put out some more content, share my opinion. But honestly, this is super nitpicky. Like, even from the beginning, it was super nitpicky. And you'll see as the video goes on. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's hop right into this. And I want to share with you my opinions, my thoughts. It's definitely going to seem like I said earlier, I'm sucking him off. Synthetic Man, that is. And yeah, like maybe it is. That's up for you to decide. I see it one way, maybe you see it another way. But yeah, let's just get right into this. But before we get into it, could you guys like, comment, subscribe? I hate doing this, but you gotta do it, unfortunately. That would be awesome. Thanks, guys. I don't have my mic stand either, so now I'm gonna be holding this the entire time, so I can pause. I hate it. You know, unfortunately, this is gonna be difficult, but we'll see. We'll see.
Think what through my offhanded silly comment.
Leave him alone, Fringy. He was trying to dunk. The nerd tried to dunk on sports ball.
I'm literally not. That was never my intention to dunk on anything. Though that's an appropriate term for a sports related point.
God, I'm already so fucking bored already. We're only 5 minutes in.
It's true.
That's all. And it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It requires 2 feet.
I didn't make any mistakes. I asked a question.
Sure.
And
I did. I literally asked what you called something.
Look, right, Rags. This is EFAP. There is such a thing as bad questions. There's no stupid
Contrary
question.
to what your kindergartner told you, yes, there are dumb fucking questions that you can ask.
By the way, I've already seen someone say, "Why are you doing this? He's on your side."
Okay. No. So I'm abandoning ship then. I'm going to whatever the other side is. If he's on my side, I have royally fucked up somewhere in my life.
He goes to the bridge, sees the captain of the ship, and goes, "Oh fuck!" Pulls out a pistol, just kills himself. I didn't know. Like, we're out then. This is. I need that.
Back to me.
I need the Incredibles meme of the people who know, the people who don't know thing about this man and his stuff. Let's just put it that way. We have not got the time to not get into this. So I'm just gonna have to explain, right?
Is there any preamble?
Yes, I'm just gonna give them my adventure basically, which Rags and Fringy are pretty aware of, and then Metal to an extent, but basically
Mahler's Inferno.
I was sent many messages in different formats, be it EFAP chat, Discord, whatever have you, and they were like, "Oh, you gotta check out the criticism of Ragnarok that you're not addressing." It's like,
yeah,
oh
Mahler.
my god, oh Jesus, I'm sorry.
Fanboy.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay, yeah, sure, what? And it's like there's Under the Mayo, there's Yahtzee, and there's Synthetic Man, and I was like, okay, sure, EFAP's all about this stuff, sure, fine. I chose Synthetic Man first. I was just like, sure. He said, not a masterpiece. That sounds, yeah. I could see that. It reminds me of that.
Measured and reasonable.
It's like the video when we covered the Spooderman one, right? Didn't she open with saying it wasn't an amazing film? We were like, yeah, that's fair.
I forget.
Nuts it, right? But of course,
yeah.
It sometimes the conclusion we agree on. Or at least find a 50-50 with, maybe. And it's the workings that can be a little, So I was watching this video, giving it the old chance, and I was like, I'm not convinced by many of these arguments. That was oh god, that was cringe. And then it's like, this is what they got, is it? All right, all right. And then I find someone's responded to him, and I was like, oh, and then I realized like 7 people have responded to it. This video has annoyed people. And I was like, that's fair enough. If you like Ragnarok, you're not going to like this video. So I check out some of the responses, and I was like, yep, some of these are really on point. This all makes sense. And then he responds to one of them, and I check it out. And this is when I was in a call with Rags and Fringy, and this funny thing happened, right? In the video, he references how he responded to it live. It was like, oh. And I think I said to you guys, like, it would probably be funnier to watch his live response, because they're usually more fun and like authentic.
Yeah.
What a huge fucking mistake that was. We watched that, and then I was like, it might be worthwhile me watching his playthrough. He's got it all up. It's a playlist, and it'll make for additional references for the EFAP, right? So this is absolutely where I would bring in the Incredibles meme. For those who don't know, they're smiley. There's a video. For those who do know, and it's me, with a very sad face, crying. I have seen more of this man's take on Ragnarok than I think most people. So I decided to make a supercut. This supercut contains his original video, a response video, the response to the response video, and content from many of his streams. This is...
Yeah, but it's literally like just like you're being nitpicky at that point. Like I would rather just react to the video in whole, and then instead of framing it in a way that makes him look bad, because that's obviously you don't like him. That's why you're making the video, or maybe you just don't like his take. But either way, like you should just, in my opinion, especially when it's 11 hours and 30 minutes long, like you should still be able to just react to it all together. Like there's definitely enough time. Like the review is only an hour long. the streams, maybe not all of them. Like you could pick out of those parts, and then the response as well is only like I think 40 minutes long or something like that. I could be wrong. I'll have to fact check myself on that one, or maybe you can do it in the comments. But why would you do that? Like, why would you? I don't know. It seems dishonest to me. Like, I don't know why you would do that. But anyways, let's continue on with the video.
The best over the week that I have done to categorize it chronologically / by topic. We are going to delve into his arguments. We're going to delve into responses to them. And then we're going to delve into his responses to those responses to try and cover everything. And then we will delve into some other stuff. And believe me, anybody who has a perspective about this person will likely feel a little different by the end of this. Now, clear schedules. You might need 10 hours for this. I know we will. Without, I don't know why I would say anything else. That sums it up. Is everybody happy to get started?
Not really,
Happy.
but let's do
Happy
it.
would be a strong word, but
Like I said, simplest way to put it is, he's got an opinion on Ragnarok. We're gonna check it out.
It's fine. We love opinions.
I mean, that's
Sure,
what we
it's
do
gonna be
here.
a really
That's-
well thought out opinion.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
so many people. I mean, this was recommended by people. It's got to be good, right? I mean, with all these
Yes.
recommendations, and after all, he's on our side. So really, we're just going to be agreeing with pretty much all this through and through.
Here we fucking go.
maybe that's fuck. I gotta be careful about what I.
Wait, let's
Don't
stop.
pause it.
Somebody
Who
pause it.
paused it?
I only opened the tab. I
Not me.
didn't touch anything.
Let's just scoot back to the beginning real quick. It's only 6 seconds. We're off to a great start.
I
I'll
can't move it back to the beginning. It won't let me.
Explain
Oh,
this
no.
horse
I'll
shit.
move it back.
Thank you, Theo.
Maybe.
Okay, there you
Maybe. Maybe that's the only way. Fuck. I gotta be careful about what I say. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. You never know who's
I
watching.
need your help with this.
Mm.
Huh?
People in the business call that foreshadowing.
What
That's
did he
Kino.
mean by this?
Anyway,
The people could be watching. That's
Man,
good, right?
I have no idea how to review this game. On the one hand, if I'm completely honest with you, this is going to be dislike bombed into oblivion. On the other hand, if I oversell
up.
some of the game's positives, I'm going to look like a liar, especially to anybody who...
look like a liar.
Man, nobody
Alright.
cares. Nobody
That's
cares.
also-
yeah.
Holy cow, you didn't even let him finish his point. Like, at all. You guys just want to rip this kid apart, I can tell. Yes, some of his takes are horrible. Some of them are bad. Some of them are pretty good. And I doubt you guys are going to address the ones that are good and then when he compliments the game. In fact, I have a feeling that you're going to frame it in a different way to make it sound like it wasn't a compliment, because that's what everyone else has been doing. Or just skipping over it completely, but whatever.
I hate videos who do this. Oh, how can I review this game? It's like, well, honestly,
Yeah.
like if I ever
Well,
do this or
yeah,
that,
that
and
little
I'll get
woe is
dislike
me, like,
bombed, and like,
YouTube
yeah.
video essayist preambles are going to be the fucking end of me.
Yeah, preamble.
Woe is me. I didn't want to make this video.
But here it is.
At least he
to
didn't
watch
show up
my
arriving,
streams.
sitting chill.
Yeah, Cobain, doing...
Wait, so sorry. I'll roll it back. He references his stream, and so this is just me giving you some clips as we go to give you reference.
On the other hand,
as
if I
well.
oversell some of the game's positives, I'm gonna look like a liar, especially to anybody who watch my streams. Yeah, Cobain, doing pretty alright. Not that I've done much today, other than, just have a horrible poop. Just a horrible, horrible poop. Because
I mean,
I
yeah,
had
it happens.
Mexican last night.
I legit,
Last night.
I booted up this stream as part of the playlist, and it's just like, I can't remember what I was doing, but I just heard him say, like, I had a horrible poop Mexican. I was just like, what the f-? Like, what?
The Mexican does give you the poop, yes.
That, by the way, is one of the better clips. In terms of just, yeah, that's fun. There we go.
That's relatable. We've all been there.
Oh,
see,
yeah,
this is how you know it's a Reddit game. You can't kill the turtles.
Oh, Reddit.
One of the
Here we
first things
go.
I did
What
in
is a
Elden Ring was
Reddit
kill the
game?
turtles.
Turtle killer.
Okay.
It's a
never
Reddit
heard
game
of
if you
Or
can't
dogs.
kill turtles. Like,
Can
okay,
someone
all right.
define Reddit game to me, because I've never heard.
All right, second clip, basically, third clip. They're already trying to make him look bad. This is why I said you should just react to it in full, especially if you're going to spend 11 hours and 30 minutes. I know that's repetitive, and I know I've said that already before, but you should have just done that, because instead now it's like you're already, people who don't even know who he is now are having a preconceived idea because you framed it like that. Like, that's not fair, in my opinion. You should just react to it straight up like I'm doing right now. Hopefully I'll get it in order. Hopefully I'll be able to bang through all of this, but we're only 13 minutes in. It's gonna be a long one, boys and girls.
Heard that
It
term in
means
my
it is
life.
soy.
Soy,
Oh.
Well, we wouldn't want to be soy.
Wait,
That would
but I
be
thought Reddit
terrible.
is racist. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, you're right. Reddit is whatever
No.
it needs to be.
Okay.
The base 4chan boys, they're like, Reddit is all soy. They're the libs, dude. So you know you're edgy if you're making fun of Reddit.
It's so funny that
true.
you're saying this, Theo. You have no idea. This...
I think
like
can
you've
see where
drawn that
this
all
is
for.
going.
Theo's not even seen any of this stuff, so I'm just blown away. But you've cracked the case, let's say. But
Oh, it's been a long time since I've made a comment response video.
the purpose here is I'm just setting up. These are all the videos that I have put together.
It's not like I was lacking in opportunities to make one, as you probably know if you've been around here for a while. I was made aware of a response video made by Zero Needs Coffee called The Worst God of War Ragnarok Review Synthetic Man. This guy, I can already tell this guy's a bundle of sticks. I can already tell.
Whoa.
As you can imagine, I was having flash.
Yeah, that's a good
You're
start.
a cool guy.
Good start.
He can already.
Streaming Synthetic Man is not quite the same as video Synthetic Man.
Backs to my Doom Eternal.
Yeah, that was definitely too far for sure, but like, he was probably joking. Obviously I wasn't there for the stream, but like, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. Like, he was joking. It still may not be right, but I don't think there was any hate meant behind it. Like, he hadn't even watched the video yet. Why are we like jumping to conclusions? Like, you're framing him as such a shitty person. And granted, he is abrasive. He's not the best. He's not the most likable person in the world, I'll say that, but he's very honest, he's cutthroat, and he shares his opinion. He's not gonna, if the game's shit and he thinks it's shit, you're gonna know. He's not gonna sugarcoat everything in order to make you like him or like the video. You know, he's just gonna say it how it is, in his opinion. And yes, it has turned more into like a, I'm just gonna shit on this because this is what gets views, for sure. But it's still his genuine opinion. In my opinion, that sounds bad. In my opinion, it's his genuine thoughts and opinions on the game, if that makes sense.
Videos and the responses that followed. And
Think Boogie, but I was about to
Think
say, but
Boogie.
a gamer.
Gamer.
and I won't
Boogie's
lie, when
allegedly a gamer.
I saw this on stream, I was pretty tilted. And this kind of goes without saying, but please do not go to this video and harass this person. The last thing I need is another reason for YouTube to shut my ass down.
So the interesting thing about that clip is like, oh, good, but then your reasoning is like, no, it's because it's unethical.
It's because
Yeah,
you shouldn't
yeah.
do that, not because you'll get in trouble for it.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that, but okay.
Right? Yeah, I totally agree. You shouldn't do that. And yeah, he does make that sound worse than it is. And yeah, like, it's how could I put this? Yeah, I agree. It's unethical to do that, especially what he says later on in the video, or not in the video, in his stream rather. He says something that's way offside, just because you shouldn't incite that type of stuff on people. But again, going back to it, they're making him look so horrible right off the bat. So even if there is anything that he says that is good, or he makes a good point, people who are watching the stream, again, that have never seen him, are already gonna think, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. And maybe he is a piece of shit, but like, you're not giving him a fair shake, in my opinion.
Thing for the wrong
Yeah, that-
reasons. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
something.
Well, and then let's compare it with something from his stream, shall
But
we?
please do not go to this video and harass this person. The last thing I need is another reason for YouTube to shut my ass down. Yeah, that is 1,000 likes. Well, you guys do your job. Dislike bomb the video. I don't give a shit. I don't care if I get in trouble from YouTube.
Wow.
Every one of you come here, dislike this video.
Oh boy.
Wow, you're so cool, dude.
Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't become this person. Don't let hate consume
not
you.
What you want to do? No, don't tell people to dislike bomb anything.
You're so fucking cool, dude. Holy
Because
shit.
such an
I
interesting
already don't
comparison,
like
isn't
you. It's been 2 minutes.
See, and that's my point right there. He doesn't like him immediately because he's used all of the clips that are unlikable. And sure, that's fine, you know, one to their own opinion, but you framed it in such a way that makes him look like a shit person, which is just, it's not fair. It's really not fair. I'll probably cut out a few of these, but yeah, it's not fair at all. Like, you're not giving the guy a fair shake.
You're on our side. Why would you do this?
Fascinating, isn't it? On the compared to what he said in the video versus what he said on the stream.
He's two different people. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Weasley little liar, dude.
Liar, dude.
Yeah, that is 1,000. No, I
Liar.
might get in trouble from YouTube. You do what you must, I guess.
Oh, not even walking it back.
He didn't
It's
Not
even-
even walking.
He had the
didn't
chance
even-
to say, actually no, but instead he went, you do what you must. Nice.
So a couple days ago, a YouTuber named Synthetic Man uploaded this video. It was a review of God of War Ragnarok, and I made a video responding to his review. He reacted to the video on one of his streams, where at the end of the stream, he encouraged everyone watching to go over to my channel and dislike bomb my video, which is against YouTube's community guidelines and also is a pretty fucked up thing to do. Just kind of shows what type of person we're dealing with.
I love how isn't that like the I'm trying not to say tranny version, but the alternate universe version of Marceline that's like a boy or something. So already we have like an effeminate male character that you're using for your avatar. Really not helping. Really not.
You're not ready for what's
Very
about to
boy.
happen. Seriously, you're not ready.
Oh,
You won't
I know,
predict
I
what's
see
about to
it
happen
going.
next.
Cartoon.
Just watch this.
Not helping. This is let me just
Yeah, this is too far. I agree. He is just being a dick at this point. I'll give you that one, guys.
just flub up a little bit, just flex.
This is happening. This is actually happening right now.
what? Like, what are you doing? What?
I've been to this train ride before. I know
What?
the last station of this one. I know where this is going.
Seriously, we're
Haven't
just
even gotten on
started.
the train yet. Why are you doing this?
The insecurity levels are off the charts. Like, what?
No, he's a masculine male. He's so cool, dude. He's an
He's
edgy
cool.
boy. He'll say what, you know, the others won't and stuff.
Oh,
Bringing you the
no.
facts.
Show
He's not
off
gonna let
my-
any.
Being insecure myself throughout the past, I would definitely not be doing stuff like this. Like, obviously he's joking right now. Like, and if you guys can't understand that, then you should probably watch more of his content altogether, you know, like not just pieces and clips of it, you know. Like, I would venture out to say that probably 5 of the 6 haven't watched any of his content, or at least all of it together, you know. Like, this is his type of humor. He's joking right now. He literally openly says, nah, I'm fat, you know, or he'll say in the stream, I'm gonna take my shirt off right now, I'm gonna take my shirt off right now, and then he'll be just kidding, I'm fat, you know, and he'll be self-deprecating. Like, that's not, in my opinion, that's not very valid. Like, you spliced it together to make it look like that.
My raw masculinity versus this effeminate twink.
Yeah, raw masculinity. Look at you, fucking blob.
Twink. It's kind of redundant, but
And now you guys are sinking to his level right now. Like, you're sinking to that level of let's shit on him. Like, you're no better in the situation. There's 5 of you shitting on one guy versus him shitting on just one other person. Like, that's kind of hypocritical in my opinion. Completely.
Do you seem like he was kidding there, though?
Oh, well, like, but I mean, you did catch the other comments, right? He wants to assert.
Holy cow, someone with some reason. Yeah, he was kidding. Holy shit. Do you think he was kidding? Yeah, I do think he was kidding. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, anyone who's actually like that would be so far up their own ass. Like, man, I'm sure it just gets worse, but I'm hoping that they focus on the review more later in the video and his actual points, other than the fact of the person who he is, because that is essentially what this stream is about. As you can see at the top, responding to Synthetic Man and God of War Ragnarok is not a masterpiece with Mark and Theo. You're responding to the review, but the first 18 minutes so far, minus the first 5, have just been shitting on him and framing him as a horrible person, taking all of his worst moments. Like, we've all, to say that you're a perfect person and you've said nothing bad, and to like frame yourself as someone who's better than him, you know, like, it's just not realistic. Like, we've all said messed up things before, especially, you know, 5-6 years ago. Why are you playing God here? You know, like, I'm so much better, or the superior. You know, like, that's how this comes off to me. You know, like, I'm not saying that he's an amazing person or anything like that, but why are you playing God here, essentially? And maybe there's a better word for it, but that, in my opinion, you're putting yourself superior to who he is, which is just, it's not fair. Again, I'll probably have to keep on saying that, and I apologize for the repetitiveness, but it's not fair to frame it like that.
His superiority in the form of masculinity.
Yeah, it's
pretty cringy.
Making you give a fuck about this. I always use Adventure Time characters as my PFPs on my social media because I really liked the show as a kid. And the one for my YouTube channel just happens to be Marshall Lee. I didn't choose this picture because I'm woke or something and like the fact that it's a gender-bent version of Marceline. I chose it because he's voiced by a Childish Gambino who I really like the music of. Please stop bringing this up. It has nothing to do with the game. You're just reaching super far to try to find things to insult me.
And I totally agree with that. He was reaching, and he did take it too far. He didn't need to go and bring like the gender politics into it and everything. Like, that was super unnecessary, but that's unfortunately how he's leaning. And eventually I'll release a video where I look at the old Synthetic Man versus the new one, and maybe through that my opinion will change. But as far as I can tell, it's been just recently that he's gotten this edgy and this focused on politics. And yes, it is annoying. Yes, it is absurd. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he still has an honest review. If you can just ignore it, you know, and get past it, there is some good points in the review. But yeah, as of late, it's just been getting out of hand. I totally agree.
Just looks fucking stupid.
But imagine having to say this, though, by the way.
I know,
it's like we're back in grade school. It's great.
Yeah.
I miss these kinds of, you know, these playground banters.
Oh, yes.
If you haven't played the game yet, I recommend you go check it out. But if you're not able to play it or have an Xbox or something, then you can also check out a video like this, like a full game, no commentary video. I highly recommend you go do that. Don't watch this video. Go experience the game first and then come back.
Instead of, you know, playing the game yourself or just waiting until you could get a PS5, he suggests...
There's a reason I put that on screen.
Yeah.
If you're not
Words are
able
hard.
to play it,
You're not exactly like comprehension.
pretty
You need to
simple.
get Mahler font. You need to get someone to make
Yeah, I
you
use
some
the
Mahler
this is
font.
like the default Vegas one. I'm just so used to it.
that you watch game walkthrough.
Yeah, his point was that if you're gonna go and you're gonna watch a playthrough and then talk like you played the game in comments, like, you can fuck off, you know? Like, you didn't actually play the game. Like, I played the game even before he released his review, and I had even my girlfriend, like, she was sitting there the entire time while I was playing it. She enjoyed the last game. I talked about this in the review. Even she thought this game was boring and that it wasn't a very good game, and I wanted to get it done before I saw any other reviews. And then I think it was 2 or 3 days later, Synthetic Man released his review, and I was excited and surprised about the gender stuff, obviously, but he had a lot of points that I felt as well. So in my opinion, and this is my personal opinion, there was a lot of accurate things, especially the part with it being boring. Like, it was not what I came to the game expecting. Like, I thought there was going to be more violence because that's a staple of the game. I thought there was going to be more boss battles. I thought there was going to be more killing gods, especially when they're building it up to a war. You know, it felt really underwhelming, you know? Like, and to come into a comment section and to act like you've played the game after you've just watched a review, like, or watched the gameplay rather, like, that's, and you act like you played it, like that, yeah, you're not allowed to talk, in my opinion, because you didn't play the actual game. Like, you didn't suffer through it. It's 25 hours long. Like, that's long for any game. I would rather have an 8-hour game that's got solid gameplay, a solid story, and all that, instead of just watching the review, you know? Like, instead of like a 25-hour game that just slogs at some points, has pointless cutscenes. If you think every single cutscene was necessary in that game, you're what's the problem here? Like, you're advocating indirectly for games like this if you think this is a good game, because it is not. I'm so glad it didn't win Game of the Year. Like, so glad, because at least they won't, like I said, repackage it and sell it as the Game of the Year edition once it's old. And like, yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know.
And the part he's leaving out is when you then pretend you've played the game.
It's funny as well because, like, are you going to acknowledge the fact?
Holy shit, let him finish the point first. Let him finish the point. Like, this is so irritating. Stop pausing it. I know I'm doing the same shit, but it's because you guys are being so nitpicky. It's like every sentence you guys pause it. Like, it gets so egregious at points. So egregious.
The PS5 is like notoriously rare. Like, people have
yeah,
difficulties
like,
getting it.
And you could get it on PS4, but a lot of people probably want to.
Yeah, no, you should get it on PS4 and actually play the game if you want to be a part of the discussion. If that's all you have and that's what you want to play, then play it on the PS4. That's what I did. I played it on the PS4 because I wanted to be a part of the discussion. And I wanted to see the game for myself firsthand. There was no way I was going to get my hands on a PS5 in time because I'm in the middle of saving up to buy for a PC. And it's ungodly expensive here. It's mine. I think mine's just for the PC itself is going to cost $2,700. Like, that's absolutely nuts, obviously. And I'm not going to spend $800 to $1,000 off a scalper and go and get a PS5. Like, I agree with you there that it's hard to get one, but if you really want to play the game, you'll just play it on the PS4 version. Like, it really wasn't that bad to play it on there. Like, yes, there was performance issues, but yeah, if you really want to play it, just play it on the PS4.
Play it on PS5.
Yeah, and then it's just like there's plenty of reasons why somebody is unable to play it.
Somebody might not have the money.
Yeah.
Is that?
And plus, I mean, asking someone to buy an entire console to play one game, and that's a big ask.
Pretty big ask.
Yeah, it's a huge ask, but like I said, you could just buy it on the PS4. Unless you don't have a PS4, that's different. That's a different story. Like, yeah, sure, then go and watch it, if you really want to see it that bad, but you still can't talk about the game itself because you didn't play the game. You just watched someone else play it. It's not the same thing at all. Like, you didn't experience it. You didn't go through especially if you played it early on release, the jank, the untested balance. Like, it's not like I'm super far along in the game. I've done a lot of side content and everything, and I've been doing it on Give Me Balance. I switched it back up because in the previous videos I said that I switched it down to Give Me Story just to get through it. Turned it up to Give Me Balance because, again, I don't like beating my head against the wall. I said that in a previous video as well. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Huh. Well, I should start scripting my videos more often. I just feel like I'll lose that authenticity, when I script my videos. So I like to do a mix of like a raw reaction and like points. I do have some points here, but I don't script out. Like, I just kind of run with the point. And yeah, it gets a little rambly at times, but I would rather show my authentic personality than be some video essay. There's so many of those video essays out there. Like, I shouldn't say selling. I want to show people my personality. The reason why I said I shouldn't say selling is because I'm not making any money here. I'm just doing this stuff for fun. But I want people to see what my authentic personality is.
At this point in time, like, if you had like a PC, for instance, and it's like, should you get a PlayStation 5? It's like,
that's a big ask.
Yeah, kind of depends on what games you like.
Rare for a console to have that sort of pull.
Yourself real opinion on it. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I hate Zoomers so much.
Zoomers. Those darn Zoomers.
First
it was the millennials. Then it was the Zoomers.
Everyone hates
I don't know who comes after
right?
Zoomers.
So who's the
Boomers,
Zoomers,
millennials?
Who are the good ones?
The greatest generation? I don't know.
The reason why he doesn't like Zoomers is because they like all these new games that aren't really focused on gameplay. And if you watched his older stuff, you would understand that, and you would just kind of let that go. Because the old games just focused on the gameplay. They may not be better gameplay-wise because we have better technology at this point, but they're strictly gameplay. Like, for example, he talks about Ratchet and Clank. I've played the old Ratchet and Clank games as well. The cutscenes are so minimal, and even if there is a lot of them, they're, again, like 1 to 2 minutes long. Like he said in his videos before, if you watched them, you would know. And it's mostly focused on fun gameplay, like a fun gameplay loop. And it's not hard, not difficult. It's just more a game for all ages, just to have fun. Like, what's wrong with that? I don't understand. And the problem is with the Zoomers, which I am one, of course. I think so. I think I'm Gen Z. But anyways, like, for example, my sister, she plays video games as well. She loved The Last of Us 2. She played it like probably 5 or 6 times and counting, you know, and I think that game's just god awful. I don't think the gameplay loop is that fun. Like, I've played it as well. I've borrowed it from her. I've played it. It's not fun at all. Like, it's more or less this old game, and they repackaged it, and now you play as Ellie. And there's a bunch of stuff that wasn't present beforehand. Like, it would focus on basically like 2 to 4 main characters, but mostly just Joel and Ellie. And now you have this wide range of this cast, especially when you switch to the other side and you go and play as whatever the fuck her name is. It escapes me right now, but yeah, the big muscly buff chick. You play as her, and then you got all these group of people, got this big cast of people, you know, that you got to get to know and everything. And it just feels, I don't know, less in depth and like less of a good story. And I know that that's completely unrelated, but people loved that game. You know, they hated the story, but once it started to turn around, people, like, for example, Video Game Donkey, he said it was a great take. I don't know if it was just a sellout thing, but yeah, I didn't think it was a good game. Like, I didn't think the story was good. That's mostly what it was framed around, was the story. And yeah, like, it's just, they are destroying the industry. Because, for example, microtransactions as well. Like, I'll never buy, I'll do it every once in a while. I'll buy a microtransaction, but it's probably like once every year. And it's a game that I have to like really spend a lot of time on to spend any money on. And I think it's been like 2-3 years. I think the last one I spent on, God forbid I talk about this, I spent money on Fortnite. Fuck. I want my money back. I spent $20 on it. I got a gold skin. Biggest waste of $20 I've ever had in my life, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's the problem with Zoomers. They literally buy shit that's useless, and they get excited about it as well. Like, and they'll sell accounts, and like, yeah, it's a problem, man. Like, definitely Zoomers are an issue, or Gen Z rather is an issue with video games, because they didn't grow up as much on the old games, especially the ones that are born later, you know, into the early 2000s. And maybe they didn't grow up with video games, and now they're getting older and they're just playing the current video games instead of going back and playing the older video games because they don't look as good. And that's mostly his point with it. Like, if you watch the other videos that he's had and you actually understood where he came from, there's a lot of people that are graphics whores, and they just care about graphics, and they won't go back and play an old game because it's ugly. But the old games are gems. They're so much fun. Like, for example, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. I love it. It's probably one of the ugliest graphical games that I've played in a while. And it's great. I've been having tons of fun with it.
Do we go back to Generation A?
Generation A, Adam and Eve.
A2.
The Garden of Eden, Generation A.
I did not find a single comment refuting any of my major points from the video.
Not a single one. So this will be great for us. Let's see if we can tackle anything.
I am deeply disappointed with Sony fans this time.
Sony fans?
Yeah, it really does take you back to the console wars. Yeah,
I'm the biggest Sony fan. I love all of their games.
I'm not saying he's calling us that. I'm just suggesting, don't worry, we're not Sony fans. So you'll be fine.
It's the Gamebox tribalism of it's still alive and well. Just because I walked away from it doesn't mean it ever went away.
Somewhere over there on the other island.
If you don't like my God of War review, well, obviously you're a Sony fanboy. What other explanation could there be?
Well, because his video, for reference, his video response to criticism was titled "Responding to Sony Fanboys." So,
Yeah,
just assuming that anybody who disagrees with you is some like big Sony fanboy who only plays on PlayStation and just like stands for everything that they do and make.
That's not very
that's
not very
the
Chad of
only
him to
person
do.
who can disagree with you as an irrational person, like fundamentally.
You would probably only want to apply the title fanboy though to someone who doesn't really have a good argument. They're just like, yeah, it's the best because they have the best graphics.
Well, I guess that would be his claim, right? They don't have good arguments. He was infallible. Everything he said was true and correct, which I guess we'll find out whether that's the case soon enough.
I'm sure it was.
It's sort of poisoning the well, though. You know, like it's just like,
yeah.
these
Yes,
guys
it
are
is.
just
He's
fanboys.
dumping it by the bucket load down the well,
which is
the
weird.
well's just poison.
Because he concedes he's wrong about a couple things in his follow-up video.
So, like I said, they're making all of these assumptions without watching the video even. Like, he does admit that he's wrong. He more did it because he's edgy. He wanted to piss people off. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to say this so many times, aren't I? Like, if they just watched more of the content before even watching this review and the response and the stream, they would understand more where he was coming from instead of all these clips that are just spliced together to make him look bad. Again, I'm having to say that, but it's important, like, and it's annoying, quite frankly. Like, yeah, but let's continue.
He's very concerned about making sure that it's never his fault or he's never wrong.
What? He literally just said like 2 seconds ago that he admits that he's wrong in some of them. Like, man, I don't know, man. Like, I literally, it's like they don't even listen to each other. They just want to shit on him because it's like what's trendy right now is to shit on him. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But let's continue. Let's see what these guys have to say.
Always something else.
It's
Best
one of
defense
these people. He just likes the idea of, you know, oh, I made people mad by saying this. Ooh, I've got the fanboys all riled up.
Yeah,
that's pretty based.
We're still in the portion where people are like, leave him alone in chat. It's like, I'm surprised you guys are still here after
There's
he
no
literally
way,
he
man.
called for an attack on a channel with dislike bombing. Like, I'm surprised you're okay with that. That's
Yeah.
Obviously, don't worry, your mind will be changed by the time you hit the end of this stream, trust me. Just like every other person we end up covering that you're like, leave them alone! It's so innocent, leave
This
them.
ain't the guy, everyone, this ain't the guy.
This ain't the guy.
To run defense for. This ain't the one.
Go ahead, defend Filmento. He seems like a cool dude. Even high top, round table, go for it. This guy, no.
Not this guy.
Not this one.
You can muster for the game of the year of 20.
Why can't I defend him though? Like, for sure he does have flaws with him, but don't we all have flaws? Like, you're no better you're basically calling to cancel him at this point. Not exactly, but that's what it sounds like. That this is indefensible. Yeah, some of the stuff he says is indefensible, but he does have good points. But you guys, I'm gonna guess, are just gonna skip over them.
2022, according to you, then gaming is truly dead and it's never going to improve.
So
because you consumers keep eating.
It's a really odd thing to say about an industry that's got a thriving indie space.
You gotta let him finish his point. You can't just go in the middle of what he's saying and then, like, you gotta let him finish. Like, at least let him finish the point. Like, I'm cutting you guys off because it's pissing me off because you're not letting him finish. Like, it's gonna happen a lot in this. I can already feel it. And this is a big problem with this already. And I'm seeing, again, I'm an outsider looking in, like I said earlier in the video. This is a big problem with this channel. They're not even letting him finish his point before they start gabbing and start talking shit, you know, and calling him horrible, you know, in an inadvertent way and basically just shitting all over him. Like, it's not really fair. Like, I wouldn't appreciate if someone did that to me. I'd rather them hear me out first, you know, and let me finish my point, not stop me halfway through, you know. Like, that's considered rude. You know, when you're actually talking to someone face to face, you got to let them finish their point when you're in an argument. Oh, excuse me. When you're in an argument, you can't just interrupt someone because no one wants to argue with someone or have a debate with someone if they're just going to keep interrupting you before you finish your point. Like, that's not fair, and that's exactly what you guys are doing.
At the very least, if you're going to be complaining about, I guess, your cinematic games. Like, the industry, there's plenty of great games coming out. I'm sorry, you're not looking hard enough.
The only game industry that is in any danger at all is blockbuster AAAs.
I was gonna say, even if we want to stay
But they're not,
in,
though,
like,
really.
even if we want to stay in the AAA space, just look at Japan.
All right, I gotta stop this right now. Like, I gotta call my mom.
Clarify that point. What I mean.
Yeah, it's 46 minutes long already. Holy shit. I might have to do multiple parts of this to get through it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. All right, let's call her quits for a little bit here. So I was gonna do more of this, but I ended up fucking it up pretty badly, and this is already 48 minutes long, what I have recorded. Who knows how much of it will end up in the video. If they're gonna cut stuff and frame stuff in a certain way, I guess that I'm gonna do that as well. Two can play at this game, I guess. But yeah, sorry about this, guys. I really wanted to do more of it, and if it does get better reception, I will. I'll go forward and I'll do more of it, because there's definitely a lot of content to critique here. So yeah. But again, I apologize for only doing about 26 minutes or so of the video. It seems very half-assed, but it is what it is. Again, I apologize. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Dislike if you really want to. You can shit all over me in the comments. I really appreciated the good reception to my last video. The support was overwhelming to me because I wasn't expecting to get any interaction with it at all, and Sean the Legend himself even was in the comment section. He was commenting. I really appreciate that, man. You seem like a really nice dude. Even though you're a super nice guy, though, I still got to do the part 2. You wanted me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. It'll be coming out probably later this week, hopefully, fingers crossed. I do have a full-time job, so we'll see how it goes. I'm sure if we knew each other in real life, we'd probably be friends. So that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.